Let's talk symbol trends today and how Top Cut symbol representation has drastically shifted from Season 1 of competitive play to Season 2 of competitive play this year. Of course, the biggest driver of the changes is that Undaunted Raid released right before the webcam RLE of Season 2, and so Undaunted Raid has shaken up Top Cut symbol representation in a big way. We've seen symbols that were traditionally thought of as very weak, like Evil and Fire, actually be pretty strong this season and have quite a few top cuts. So we can see we're looking at the bright side of the street. And then over here we have this sad man who represents the all in order symbols who dominated Season 1 of competitive play and have been almost non-existent this season. So before I get into my theories on this subject, let's just look at the data. Here is the Season 1 competitive results by symbol. We can see that the Earth symbol had 17 top cuts and 1 victory, followed very closely behind by Order, Life, Good, and All with over 10 top cuts each, and Order and Life also with victories. Air had 2 victories. I believe that was both Air Jiro. Let's be honest, Jiro always carries the Air symbol. I wouldn't be surprised if all 8 of these top cuts were just Jiro lists. And then here at the bottom, we had Evil, Void, and Fire. Fire did not make a single top cut, and Evil and Void only had 3 between them. So these 3 symbols had 3 top cuts all together. And then going into Season 2, the Board State podcast always ranks the symbols in expected strength. At least they have for Season 2 and Season 1. And here is how they ranked the symbols going into Season 2. So this is with the expectation of how Undaunted Raid would shake things up. This was pretty much the community expectation. I know when I was watching the podcast, I definitely didn't disagree with the symbol rankings in a big way. I maybe disagreed with water being so low. But yeah, I really didn't have any major qualms with this. I feel like this is a pretty accurate representation of how we expected symbol strength to be. And so we were pretty much expecting the same to continue. But if we see the Season 2 competitive results, and we're only 5 RLEs in, we still have the Vegas RLE next weekend, but we can see drastic shakeups. 1, the Good symbol has utterly dominated with 21 top cuts, and second place almost has less than half. Yeah, the Earth symbol with 11 top cuts, 3 second place finishes, and Life symbol only has 5 top cuts, but does have 2 victories. Of course, the Life overhaul lists. And then the Death Eraser had 1. But here at the bottom, we can see that the All symbol has not made a single top cut so far this season. Order has made 1, and it was at the Rochester RLE with the Order Shigaraki 3 list. And then, yeah, these 2 are far and away the bottom symbols so far. And then Evil and Fire are up here with 6 top cuts each, and Void down here with 4. So these 3 bottom symbols went from 3 top cuts between the 3 of them to 16 top cuts between the 3 of them. And then All in Order had 26 top cuts between them, and now they have 1. So let's talk about why this happened. And I've been thinking about this over the last few days, and I want this to be much more of a discussion because I don't know for sure why this happened. I just have some theories that I'm going to put in this video, and a lot of them might be wrong, or there might be extra reasons that I haven't considered. I have not played, like I am not like a Order 4th kind expert. So his disappearance from the meta, I'm going to have some theories, but I'm not going to have perfect knowledge like some players that play Order 4th kind competitively and on a consistent basis might have much more deeper knowledge of the situation than I would. So I would love it if you comment with what you think has happened to cause this major shakeup. But before I go into my theories, let me just remind everybody that I'm giving away a sealed box of Jetburn. Make a UVS Ultra Kami Utsushimi deck. I had the privilege of revealing Kami Utsushimi and her kit last weekend. Send it to me using the Google form in the description of this video. I will judge all the lists based on viability and creativity. And the deadline is when I reach 200 subscribers. I will make a video where I go through all of the lists that I received. So your list is guaranteed to be on my video for at least a little bit. And I will pre-order the winner a sealed box of Jetburn from Rochester CCG. I love using Rochester CCG whenever I buy online. Yeah, and I think I'm at like 168 subscribers now, so you probably have a good amount of time. I already have 6 entries. And 4 of the 6 have actually been on the death symbol, which is a surprise to me because I expected most of the list to be on the all symbol. But that's enough about that. Let's jump back into the subject at hand. Why have the evil and fire symbols become so much better? And what has happened to the all and order symbols? Well, for evil and fire, we just got a lot of solid cards in Undaunted Raid. We got Rappa's kit, which shares both symbols and was very strong. We saw the Fire Tokoyami list that topped, running 4x less for battle. Looking for a challenge for stun hate and helps you go in on your lethal attack string. Seasoned Brawler for more consistent draw. Twisty Surroundings and Barrier Shield are just a very fun defensive combo. Barrier Shield to me is probably my favorite card in the game at the moment. There's nothing more fun than having a hand trap that you can play at any time and just take their speed down to 0. Especially when you're committed out and your rival really pushes for that last attack because they think they have you dead, and then you play a Barrier Shield and you totally flip the game. Anyway, but fundamentally, the story of fire this season has been the story of Kendo Rappa. 5 out of the 6 top cuts made by fire have been on Rappa. So it would be kind of disingenuous to say it's something for the symbol at large. It's really just that this character was printed and this character likes the fire symbol best. Why does Rappa like the fire symbol best? Well, he overcomes one of the main weaknesses of the fire symbol, which is the lack of 0 difficulty foundations that other symbols have. Really, fire has very, very usable 0 diffs unless you're a character that's consistently removing cards from your deck or cycling very, very quickly. Well, Rappa really doesn't care about 0 difficulty foundations. He can get away with 3 and 4 builds on turn 1 and feel just fine and still play 6, 7 attacks on turn 2 because he passes all his checks pretty much no matter what. Whereas other characters, if you want to win early on, you really need this consistent 5 or 6 foundation build very early in the game. Also, Rappa likes the fire symbol best because of cards like Blue Flame Palm Strike, which is getting your momentum, which is then going to set up this engine with bullet punches to echo bullet punches, then throw the Blue Flame Palm Strike in your momentum. You can use cards like Prehensile Tail to draw your momentum. Just the momentum generation starts everything. And then Blue Flame Palm Strike can also be a finisher if you need because it has powerful 3. So it's a great starter and great finisher. You also get a ton of draw support on fire, and that's really what Rappa wants. Rappa wants to play a million attacks at you on turn 2 and kill you before you establish your defense. So cards like Latent Skill allow him to filter his foundations and actions out of his hand so that he can go and grab more attacks. We've seen a lot of the fire lists. If you've watched my fascinating deck building decisions made by MHA Top Cutters, those videos where I review top cut deck lists, I've seen a lot of the fire Rappa lists be all in on draw. They just play everything that says draw, calling for backup, window shopping, anything that, allows you to get more attacks. And then also the fire symbol just gets the most damage increasing like actions and foundations. So we get like maximum hardening and sugar rush power up to overcome the lack of stat pump that Rappa gives. And then the fire symbol also did just get better on some other cards too, like all of Facum's kit, Spear and Shield, Bad Guy Roundup, Calorie Counter. If you've been watching my videos and you watched the Stormcrow Provisional Store Championship last month, where I reviewed the semifinals and finals, where my brother won with his Fire Dobby 2 deck, you would see all 3 of these cards making huge impacts. Spear and Shield just really increasing the consistency of Capture Evildoers, clearing your card pool very early on, allowing Dobby 2 to just play a million attacks, Bad Guy Roundup to draw, Calorie Counter to punish them when they block, and then it's this huge 9 damage attack that's also, if you block it, he's going to flip your best thing. But I'd be remiss. Fundamentally, this season, the fire symbol has been about Rappa. And then let's talk about the evil symbol. Well, the evil symbol has also largely been a character-driven change. We saw a lot of very solid evil characters come out. We had 2 overhauls top on evil, a Tabe get top 4 with evil, Mimic get a top cut with evil, and Toya Setsuno, also an Undaunted Raid character, made top cuts. And then we saw a Nomu made top cuts. So the evil symbol has been very diverse in its character representation, but most of them have come from Undaunted Raid. And all of the characters are doing something fundamentally similar. They're overcoming weaknesses of the evil symbol. The evil symbol doesn't draw as much as other symbols. And then I feel like the evil symbol attack lineup is pretty scattered, and there's not quite as many finishing attacks as other symbols. It kind of struggles with damage output, in my opinion. And here we have Overhaul, Tabe, and Mimic. What do? They all give 2 damage to your attacks. And they are all drawing cards in some way. Tabe, of course, just draws. Mimic is getting something out of your discard pile when you check an asset. Overhaul is going to play from his stage. We have Toya Setsuno, who's going to play from your discard pile. So they're all, drawing in some way or playing attacks from outside their hand in some way, and they're increasing their damage. So they're pretty similar fundamentally in how they're overcoming the weaknesses of the evil symbol. Also, the evil symbol just got a lot of very strong generic cards. I said the attack lineup of the evil symbol before Undaunted Raid was very scattered. Well, now we got some more attacks that can fit in most decks. Before it was really just Tongue Whip. Every deck would have Tongue Whip, but then after that it would be quite different. Well, now every deck has Tongue Whip and Chronostasis Trigger. Or I should also mention Vile Seizing. Vile Seizing was a big change for the evil symbol in set 4. That's why Endeavor 2 was able to top last season on the evil symbol. But Vile Seizing was the start of this increase in power for the evil symbol. And then we got Chronostasis Trigger, which also adds a lot of consistency, just a ton of value on this card. It can be a 3-low-4. If they don't block it, their character sealed, and it's going to freeze a foundation. And if you're Overhaul and you played it from outside your hand, you're going to commit a rival foundation. Very, very strong. And then we also see like Tetra Terror Onslaught really being able to cash in on momentum generation, being able to turn one attack into 2, and you can further go and draw another attack if it deals damage. And if you play it twice, chances are it's going to deal damage at some point. So again, you're overcoming the lack of draw on this symbol. And then Cooperation Offer, just, I think this is definitely a top 5 card right now in terms of defensive strength in the game. Very, very strong. Also goes along with the evil symbol and playing from outside your hand, getting 2 damage when you need it. Sometimes that can be huge, and I always tend to forget about that second enhance when I play it. But sometimes that can be the difference between winning a game and losing a game. But very, very strong defense. The evil symbol defense just got so much higher. The floor was raised between this trio of Cooperation Offer, Barrier Shield, and Twisty Surroundings. I feel like that defensive trio has fundamentally shifted the symbol. Yeah, and that's going to be, in summary, Rappa likes the fire symbol, doesn't care about the lack of 0 diffs. New evil characters are strong, cover up the symbol's weaknesses. Evil got solid, generically strong attacks. I didn't even mention like Surging Crystal Darts. Twisty Surroundings, Cooperation Offer, and Barrier Shield are just a really fun and powerful defensive trio. And that's going to do it for me on these 2 symbols. If you have any other thoughts on why these symbols have gotten so much better, remember, drop them in the comments below. I would love to start a discussion. And just, I'm not saying that these symbols are going to be awesome going forward or that the order and all symbols are going to be bad going forward. I don't want to be too results-based in my analysis. I'm just saying, here's what happened and why did this happen? Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about what happened to the order and all symbol. What changed? Fundamentally, they have a Sir Night-Eye problem. Sir Night-Eye has both all and order, and his kit was sort of a dud. And all of the other full-page kits in Undaunted Raid were amazing. Nejire's kit, Deku's kit, Rappa's kit. They were just giving tons of support, and they were really powerful characters. Sir Night-Eye's not a bad character. I think in the right hands, he could make a top cuts. But he's also not a super pushed character. And his kit was very lacking and quite dull, in my opinion. Like Repeated Seal Toss, Seal of Approval, these are fine cards, but they're not cards that are absolutely demanding you to play them. Like a lot of the other cards, like Rejuvenating Smash, for example, was absolutely demanding to be played. These really aren't. They're kind of duds. And so the character, all the other symbols got these new cool characters to play, and they were super powerful, whereas All in Order was given Sir Night-Eye. All right, and then Fourth Kind, let's just hone in on the Order symbol. Fourth Kind was the leader of the Order symbol, although we saw a ton of different characters make top cuts as well. Like the Pasadena RLE, the last RLE of Season 1. I think we saw like 5 different characters make top cuts on the Order symbol. It was like Fourth Kind, Order Ida 1, Order Sato, and then there were a few others that I can't remember on the spot here. But the main cards, that he uses are like League Invitation and Electric Jolt. You really want to selectively commit down your opponent's resources, hit them with the stun on your character, use cards like Vile Seizing so they can't just build into Deadlock. And then you have lots of cards like High Engine Kick to draw and filter and find attacks. And then we thought that Fourth Kind would get even better in Undaunted Raid because of repeated 100% smash. This seems like a perfect card for Fourth Kind. You play it 4th, basically for free, you ready a good portion of your stage, and it has EX3 and Powerful 3. Now you have another huge killer other than Indiscriminate Shock, whereas that kind of felt like a weakness of the order symbol before, is it was like, well, the only way it's killing you is with Indiscriminate Shock or with Reciprocal Burst. Reciprocal Burst always feels kind of clunky. Indiscriminate Shock's only 3 speed. Felt like repeated 100% smash would perfectly slot into a 4th kind deck, and a 4th kind would just continue his dominance. But we haven't seen that. 4th kind hasn't made a single top cuts. So what's changed? Again, I'm not a 4th kind player. I've played against 4th kind a lot, but I'm not a 4th kind player. Maybe it's just a bad matchup against Mirio and Overhaul. Mirio getting to zero out the big 4th kind attack. 4th kind maybe doesn't get a ton of ways to take the momentum away from Mirio to stop Mirio messing up his game plan. Overhaul gets to block from stage, ignoring progressive. So like cards like Indiscriminate Shock that are only 3 speed, Overhaul can just say, okay, I'll block with my self-sack, a 1 low block. Even if I'm fully tapped out, I'm blocking on a 4, and I have a good chance of passing this block. Or I'll block with my note-taking. It feels like there's a lot of low blocks on the life symbol that Overhaul can just pull from face down on his stage. So maybe these are just bad matchups. I think what's really happened, though, is just stun hate has gotten to this point to where stun game plans are really kind of being choked out of the current meta. Like keeping Ares safe, looking for a challenge, Heroic Assistance. Heroic Assistance really takes away the order game plan of selective committal, like Electric Jolt and League Invitation. If you have a Heroic Assistance, if you're a life deck and you have a Heroic Assistance on stage and 2 keeping Ares safe, 4th kind can use this once per game, and effectively it just fizzles out and does nothing. You'll just re-ready your keeping Ares safe, use Heroic Assistance, and ready the 2 other things, and then you are just fine, and 4th kind will be very, very sad. So maybe this is what happened. Maybe stun hate has just reached this point to where it can overcome the stun game plan of the order symbol. Another thing, I don't think this is a big change, but order kicks has always been very, very strong. And in Undaunted Raid, we only saw 2 kicks come out in the entire set for order, Countersweep and Lockdown Knockdown. Countersweep, a 2-check that it's nice, but it's definitely a locals level card. And then Lockdown Knockdown, in my opinion, is a pretty terrible card. And so the order kicks didn't really get anything more to push those keywords. In fact, kick seems like a forgotten keyword. It's like in set 1, kick got a lot of very strong cards. Like Reciprocal Extend to me is just nuts. Basically a 6 mid 6 that draws a card. Just incredible. Cards like Reciprocal Burst and Reciprocal Acceleration Kick are awesome. High Engine Kick, Ice Slide Tackle, even some of the best throw hate in the game. And especially with all these overhauls running Hardened Frenzy, you can block with Ice Slide Tackle and say, nope, that's not going to build down, and I'm not going to take damage. I think I love Ice Slide Tackle, just personally. It's similar to Barrier Shield, and that is one of my favorite cards. But the Order Kicks package just didn't get any better with Undaunted Raid, whereas other keyword packages like Punch got really, really pushed. Okay, let's switch to the All symbol. And the All symbol has also been fundamentally a character shift. At the beginning of Season 1, we saw Ojiro 2 top quite a bit with the All symbol. Of course, Ojiro 2 is no more. He got eroded basically out of existence. We also saw Andrew top twice with All Might True Form, and we saw Kevin make top cuts with an All Might 3 deck that could switch into True Form if you want to, and it was playing a very similar game plan of making this massive unblockable Detroit Smash for your health total. And we really haven't seen True Form played a lot this season, or if he has been played, he's not been having a lot of success. And maybe that's just because we have enough answers now, and it feels like we're in a meta where people are playing a lot of tech pieces and a lot of one-ofs, and everybody's got some resets on their stage. Also, we had a lot of answers printed. Mirio kind of answers the All Might True Form because he can just zero it out. Eri is going to say, nope, I'll live at 1. Broken Psyche, take it back down to 2, run away, and Barrier Shield to reset the speed after they make it huge. Feels like maybe we just have enough answers now. Maybe everybody shifted their game plans, or maybe it's just not being played. But for whatever reason, All Might True Form hasn't been a thing this season. Maybe he's coming back for Nationals. I've seen some rumblings about All Might True Form coming back, but for now, he's been non-existent. And then All Might 3 was heavily played on the All symbol in Season 1, but all the All Might 3 players have shifted to the Good symbol, and there's a good reason for that. The Good symbol got all the cool new cards. Got Calorie Counter, Rejuvenate Smash, Keeping Eri Safe, the Big 3, Nice Try pairs so nicely with new training method to building committed and then ready itself. So the good symbol got all these new toys. The all symbol hardly got anything new for All Might 3. Well, I'll get into it a little bit and what the all symbol got on the punch package, but it's quite pitiful compared to what the good symbol got. Also, Eraserhead and Midnight topped a few times each on the all symbol in Season 1, but these characters have shifted to the Void symbol, primarily for Rejuvenating Smash. Both of these characters can get the free momentum off of Rejuvenating Smash, and then Eraserhead, of course, plays repeated 100% Smash quite well. So can Midnight. We saw at Brett, the Dobby guy, playing Midnight in the UK RLE. He was on stream, really showing off the power of both of these cards in Midnight, and Eraserhead is topped 3 times. So we've seen a lot of the characters that were topping on the all symbol have all switched symbols, or like Ojiro, they've been eroded. Now, we did have a really cool all deck top in Season 1, Eraserhead 2, played by Gavin. It got 2nd place at the Webcam RLE in Season 1. That deck, I wish I had my channel around at that point, because that would have been a really fun one on my fascinating deck building decisions videos. It would like sideboard into Monoma against 5-handers, sideboard into All Might 3 against 7-handers. It was a very, very unique and cool list. So just wanted to shout out that list because that was one of my favorites from this whole year. Okay, the all symbol also, after League of Villains and Heroic Clash, it was widely talked about and debated. Is the all symbol now the best punch package symbol? Has it overtaken the good symbol? We got Valiant Assault and Final Smash in League of Villains. In Heroic Clash, we got Hardened Uppercut, Rapid Punches, Hardened Barrage. The all symbol was really playing this game plan of draw a million cards, discard all the cards with cards like Snack Time for effects, especially when the good symbol lost one with nature. The natural replacement was, well, let's just switch to the all symbol and use Snack Time. In my opinion, Snack Time has always been better than one with nature. It's a 1-def, it has Deadlock, and I like Stun more than increasing the block modifier. So in my opinion, Snack Time has always been the more bannable card, but it was one with nature that got hit with the ban, probably because it had the good symbol, and I think it's been healthy for the game. We have seen a lot less turn 2 kills since the one with nature ban. But let's look at the punches printed in Undaunted Raid on the all symbol. It's locked up. I didn't even know this card had punch. It was a surprise to me. So the all symbol has just not been given any more support on the punch package when it felt like it had all this momentum towards the punch keyword. Of course, the best keyword in the game. I don't think that can really be argued at this point. The all symbol's also been a pretty weapon heavy symbol. Now, weapons have never been that powerful in MHA, but it didn't really get a lot of support either in Undaunted Raid. We got Surging Crystal Darts. This card has felt a little underwhelming to me in played. I've been testing it out a lot. You know, it feels like it should be awesome. 5 high 9, 5 high 10. That's solid stats, but it's on a 5-diff. It's not really doing anything else in your deck other than just being a stat hammer. And it's been a little underwhelming for me. So the weapon keyword also didn't get a lot of new support. What the all symbol did get support for is the slam keyword, which is interesting because when I think of slams in Undaunted Raid, I immediately think of Mirio Togata. But here, neither of these symbols are Mirio symbols, and slam just got a ton of new attacks printed. And the problem is, none of these attacks are that good. Like, they did give a large quantity of attacks to the slam symbol, but they didn't make them high quality. Instead, all of the high quality attacks still got printed on the normal symbols that you'd expect. Ranged, punch, charge, fury. They always get the top quality cards. Slam keyword at least got a lot more cards, but they just weren't that high quality. They weren't on keywords that the all symbol was really begging to have attacks printed on. And I think that's kind of caused people to stop playing this symbol. I don't think that necessarily means it's a weak symbol. I still think it runs a really strong punch package, for example. It's just that everybody wants to play with the shiny new toys of the good symbol. And, you know, you can't blame them. We love to play with the new cards. And that is going to do it. In summary, for these two symbols, lack of new cool characters and support, stun hates at an all-time high, order didn't get more kick support, all didn't get more punch weapon support, Ojiro 2 got eroded, True Form's not being played, or it's not having success, it's hard to tell which, All Might 3 left for good, and Eraserhead and Midnight left for void. And that is what I was able to come up with. Again, I would love to hear your theories. Just put them in the comments below and let's start a discussion around this. But Yeah, massive difference in symbol trends between season 1 and season 2. And it's left to be said, will it continue for Vegas next weekend and at Nationals next month? We will just have to see. Before I let you guys go, let me just remind you again, I'm giving away a box of Jetburn. Go and make a Kami Utsushimi deck. It won't take you that long. Send it to me using the Google form in the description of this video. I will be picking somebody out on the day that I reach 200 subscribers. All right, that is going to do it for me today, guys. I'll see you guys next time.